Yeah, it's Dave Murdy there on the guitar. Pretty fun stuff. JV on the bass. You like that bass solo? We got some more bass coming up for you in this show, but man, it's good stuff. People tell me they like the flute, and I've been avoiding it, I don't know, for a number of shows. So I decided to bring a couple of the flute songs back into the set, and I know you guys like this. This is one of the originals. This song's called Daydreaming, and it's a really pretty little Latin flute thing. I like it a lot. Hope you like it. Thank you. I got one more little flute thing to do for you. It's off of, gosh, kind of my most recent CD, which isn't that recent. It was 2008. So that seems like right around the corner, doesn't it? This is a song that was recorded by Jose Feliciano, and it's a classic smooth jazz song. That's why it was on my Smooth Jazz Classics CD. This is a song entitled Affirmation. Affirmation? I know, but yeah. You talked about it. Yeah, I'm doing the intro. Oh, okay. Yeah, you do the first solo. Oh. Yeah. Okay. A little negotiating to do. So we're right on it, right? Yep. a little flute thing. Oh, wow. It is really an exciting thing when you play music and you write it and you get all your friends together and you rehearse and then people show up to listen. That's the missing link. You know, when nobody's here, it's kind of hard to have fun. For you, because you're not here, and then for us, too. But when you guys come, it just makes all the difference in the world. It's really inspiring. It inspires new songs. You guys don't know what an integral part you are to what happens on the stage. And you really are. And we love you guys. Thank you so much again. I'm going to carry on with a little song that I wrote for my granddaughter. It's called Anna's Song. Her name's Anna. That would make sense. And it kind of was inspired by taking walks with my baby. And we'd be walking, and she had this little lilt, you know, kind of, you know, and she'd be walking along. And then she was kind of like squirrel, you know, because like there'd be a, I don't know, well, like really a squirrel or a dog bark or something. And then things were a little disjunct. You know, but they were very entertaining, and I wrote a song that kind of has her little lilt and then a little bit of disjunctness to it, where it's just like, oh, we're here. Oh, no, we're over here now. And I hope you like it. It's called Anna's Song. I love this one. Well, I had no idea Anna was going to be here. It's kind of like show and tell. My baby girl. Yeah, she's pretty awesome. We haven't been having as many walks as we'd like, but I love this little girl. Anna VAIL. Wow, what a treat. I had no idea she was going to be here. I would assume that, Anna, did you bring your mommy and daddy? No, she just took the keys and came up here. Wow. Okay, I'll get my head back in the show. This next song is entitled Sunrise in Seville. And I got to tell you, it was beautiful. got a new little blues song I'm gonna let you guys hear tonight, and it's a fun little thing. It's a little bit of a different form. Musicians are always playing around with different ideas, you know, and kind of taking one kind of song form and another kind of song form and putting them together, and then a melody to it, and we just let different things come around. This is what came around this time, and I hope you like it. Computer named this one Satirical Spring, and I don't know if I'm going to go with that one, but that's what the computer named it, so we'll see. We'll see. Check this out. Maybe y'all will have a suggestion. Ah, thank you. Thank you. This next song, I'm going to have Dave start off in front of. And I introduce my friend Dave, who is such a talented guy. He's in this room a lot with a lot of different music projects. His own band, Toxic Jazz. He's here with Matt Mauser with the big band. And he's also here with Matt Mauser and the Tijuana Dogs. And he's quite an accomplished little guitar player, guys. So let's listen to Dave for a minute. What do you do on that guitar thing? Yeah, just do something that's just guitarish. Yeah. No, it doesn't even have to be related to that. We'll just go into that. Yeah. That's the song that the computer also named, but I liked its name. It's called Needed Love, and it's a little bit of an emotional downer, but it's pretty deep. I love it, and I love the way these guys play it. So we are going to move on to a topic that made me very sad when I first heard it. There was 2 saxophone players in the whole world. When I was in college, anybody would ask me, who do you listen to? And I would say Michael Brecker and David Sanborn. Those were the 2 guys that when I got in school, I realized that they were kind of like what saxophone was, the voice for a whole generation, for decades of generation. On the alto saxophone with David Sanborn and the tenor saxophone with Michael Brecker. And we lost Brecker a few years back, and that was a hard hit for a lot of us. And then this last week, we lost David Sanborn. And a very sad moment to realize that your 2 big idols are both gone now. You know, it's kind of like when both your parents are gone now or something, you know. It's like, it just feels kind of heavy and kind of odd. And hearing that David had passed was a heavy thing. A lot of people have got some background with him, you know, because he was in the music industry for so long. I think one of my favorite stories from a friend of mine who moved to Manhattan was in the Manhattan School of Music after Long Beach State. My friend Mary works for Yamaha now. She moved to Manhattan, and she was just sitting there one day, and she thought, hey, you know what? I think David Sanborn lives in Manhattan. Let me look in the phone book, because this was in the days when they had phone books. And so she digs up in the phone book, and she finds a number for this guy named David Sanborn. And she calls him, and she ends up talking to him for an hour on the phone. A cold call from a flute player that, you know, doesn't know anything about saxophone, or really, you know. I mean, she's a classical flutist. And she ends up talking to him for an hour on the phone. And that's like, I mean, the kind of common thread that you hear about his life was he was just such a sweet guy. He really was. He was a great player, but he was a really good human being, too. And a lot of times in music, you have one or the other. You know, you have a lot of great players that aren't really very great human beings. You know, you kind of meet them, you go, that was kind of a drag. You know, I mean, I've had that experience. You know, and I'm sure some of us up here also have. But David was a really good human being too. And so we're going to do a little tribute to a couple of his songs right now. And I'd like to start off with a song called Chicago Song, and tell a little story before the next one too. But this is one of his. Both of these songs are kind of his biggest hits that I know of. Herman Matthews laying it down. was a lot like that. I actually opened for David when I was playing with Peter White back in the day. We were doing the Thornton Winery, and we found out that David was on the lineup. And there's a lot of times that I played like, maybe 5 hours before David, where there's a big lineup for a jazz festival, and they got things going on all day, and you're on at 2, and David's on at 9 or 10 or 11 at night. But this was actually one of those times that we were the only opening band, and he was the headliner. And so we were actually kind of in the same vicinity. And interesting enough, the guy who booked the gig, who will remain nameless because many of the musicians would probably know who he was kind of not a real pleasant human being. And one of the things he said to us, being the opening band, was that he wanted us to stay away from the talent. As if we were not talent, and as if there was some invisible barrier between David Sanborn and Peter White's band. And it was very awkward, and we were all kind of, it was like, that was a kind of cruddy thing to say. But as the evening went, we go into the dining hall there above at Thornton Winery, and we're having dinner. And in walks David, because he's eating this really nice meal all by himself, and he's just bored. So he comes, he's just looking for some people, So he walks into the room, and he sits down, and he says, "Hi, I'm David Sanborn." And we just look over at the agent and go, "Ha, ha, ha, ha." And he just sits down and starts talking to us and stuff. And of course, I was like, pretty dumbfounded. He literally sat next to me, and I was, a huge fan, and I explained to him that I kind of got in trouble with Peter White because I refused to play alto in that show, because I told him that he was the voice of alto for the last 4 decades. And there was no way that I was going to try and play an alto saxophone in his presence, because he's like the guy on the alto saxophone. He's all, no, I'd love to hear you play. It's very polite, and I'm like, well, I appreciate that sentiment, but I'm just not going to play it. And as it was, there was a couple songs that Peter says, "There's no way, sax boy, you can play this on the tenor saxophone." And I did it. It was fine. But the point is that when I first opened for him and got a chance to talk with him a little bit, I told him that I just wasn't going to play that instrument with him there, because there was no need to. There was no reason to. And so this next David Sanborn song we're going to do, I'm going to do it on the tenor sax, because that's what I would have done if David was here, because he's just the voice of this instrument. So, and then, of course, there was, Kirk Whalum has done this song many times with Bob James on the tenor saxophone also. So, it's not like it's any new thing to do. But the point is that when I first met him, I refused to play alto in his presence. And so I'm going to do that right now for you. This is Maputo, which is probably the biggest hit that anybody would know of David's. And this is on the tenor saxophone. So, it's still like a strange thought because Gato's gone, Michael's gone, and David's gone now. It's just kind of heavy to think about. So, kind of came into the show with that heavy on my heart, and I'm glad that you guys got a chance to hear a little bit of his music. All you got to do is say, "Hey Siri, play me some David Sanborn," and you can listen to some going home. You know, it's just beautiful stuff. We're going to have Mark play for a moment, and this song was written for my daughter, Vanessa, who I was coming. I don't know if she made it because I can't. Oh, there she is. I see a hand. This song was written for my sweet little girl. And it's called The Chrysalis Effect. And the reason I chose that name for this song was because it's all about a transformation. You know how sometimes teens can be a little difficult? And I would liken a difficult teen to maybe a big worm, you know? And then the worm goes into this chrysalis and comes out a beautiful butterfly. And I don't know what the worm thinks it's doing there. I don't know if it thinks it's just the end of its life cycle. Not that anything new is going to happen, but somehow it goes in there and it comes out this beautiful new thing that we all love. We love butterflies. We love seeing those. Well, my daughter's name, Vanessa, actually means butterfly. And I didn't really put that together when I was a little guy. But this is a song that is for the butterfly in my life. Sweet little girl that just blossomed into a beautiful young lady. And this is for Vanessa. This is called The Chrysalis Effect. Isn't that cool what he can do with that keyboard? Yeah. That's Mark Hugenberger. He's got the thing, he sticks something in his mouth, and I know everyone goes, what's he doing? What's in his mouth? It's this breath controller thing, and it makes things get loud and soft and brighter and darker. Pretty dang cool. We are doing a song. It's my only political song. It's called Kick It Down the Road. Because I swear that's what everyone does. They always kick the problems down the road. Nobody wants to deal with stuff today because it costs money. So let's kick it down the road. This is a political song, but it's also a blues song. Ladies and gentlemen, Herman Matthews. Oh, wow. Well, we're rolling into the OT zone, and I know we can't play too late, but we do have, well, I personally have my family here, which is really awesome, but I also have my mom. And my mom is getting to see me for the first time for Mother's Day because I was working all day Mother's Day and I didn't get a chance to see her. And so this is kind of Mother's Day for us. And although I'm not getting a chance to chat too much, but where is Mom? Okay, hey, Mom. Well, I know that others would want to hear this also, but this is Mom's favorite song. And so this is Mother's Day, and I didn't tell the guys we were going to do this, and it's fine because it's only 4 chords. But can we do Europa? Europa to close? Okay. Okay, see, we had to figure out the key even. You know, this is how, and this is how they sound when they're unprepared. You're gonna love this. This is Gato Barbieri, who I mentioned earlier is one of the great saxophonists who is now gone. Gato Barbieri's version of Carlos Santana's Europa. And this is for my mom. I love you, Mom. Hope you like it. Thank you, guys. That's for the moms out there and for my mom, too.
Yeah, let's hear it for Greg VAIL. Come on. And his mom. Dave Murdy on guitar. JB Collier on bass. Herman Matthews on drums. And Mark Hugenberger on the keys. Making this the Greg VAIL Quintet. What a great night tonight. Man, thank you all for coming out and being part of this. Here's the grand finale. Thanks for coming out. Again, Thursday nights right here. A big thing coming up in a couple weeks here with Leslie Page, so I'd invite you to come out for that show. It's going to be really special. Until then, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we are going to do one more song.
And when this is over, it's over.
It's kind of a bit of a party song anyways. Okay, so we didn't rehearse that one that much, but God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. What an incredible night. So many awesome people that came, and I'm just so happy. Hang out for a minute. I'll come to every table and do a little dance. God bless you. We'll see you next time. We are back 2 more times this year, and the next one is in August, and you are welcome to get onto the calendar and check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Same guys, a little bit of a different show. That was Encore. I think we're done for tonight. It's almost 9. We were done at 8:30, so got to be kind to our helpers. Please be kind to your waiters and wait staff. They have done a great job of taking care of us.